Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Seen a couple new faces around the gym, which is great. I always say, like, come on in. It's really intimidating at first for people. It can be.
New year, new goals. Maritimers hit the gym to shape up for 2026.
It's really exciting to see some up-and-coming junior curlers in Nova Scotia.
Right on the button, Nova Scotia's Provincial Women's and Men's Curling Championships are underway.
I think it's a unique form of advertising, that's for sure.
And giant sticky notes, oversized Post-its encourage Maritimers to live their best life this year.
More freezing rain and snow expected as we head on into Wednesday night.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thanks for joining us. First at 5 tonight, weighty issue. It's a new year and many have hopes of trimming down and getting fit. These days, there are many ways to achieve those goals, from exercise to counting calories and even weight loss drugs. But as CTV's Emma Convey reports, experts warn the best way to strengthen stamina is sweating it out. Hi there, Emma.
Hi, Maria. That's right. New Year's resolutions are in full swing. From a healthier lifestyle to losing weight, those I spoke with today have their own reasons and methods.
Many attended a high-energy cardio class at this gym in Dartmouth today. The only thing louder than the music was their motivation.
Moving your body doesn't have to be the gym, but in any way, shape, or form is really important for mental health.
That seems to be a common testament this time of year. For many, the new year means a new grind.
It's busy, the busiest time of year. A lot of people are in full of energy off the holidays and really ready to work towards those resolutions.
Participaction says people should take part in at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity a week.
Our previous report card had physical activity rates at around 49%, and that was data from before COVID. And the adult report card before that was somewhere in the mid to low 40s as well. So the issue is that we're seeing a flat line, which is good that we're not losing physical activity, but we could be gaining so much more by being physically active.
Everyone has their own motivation.
I not only want to get back into shape, I want to feel good, but I want to be a role model to my daughter as well. So I wanted her to see that you can be healthy and it can look so many different ways.
About 5 or 6 days a week. I have 2 young boys, so it is incredibly important for me to be strong for them.
For others, it's about trimming down. In recent years, weight loss drugs like Ozempic have become popular. But experts warn it's not an alternative to working out.
We do see several people on it or in the process of either starting or weaning off of it. For me, I think it's like any pharmaceutical. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. The key with Ozempic is when you're on it is going to be managing your diet and your training properly.
Dr. Tom Ransom says obesity rates have increased over the last few decades. So too has the awareness surrounding it. He says GLP-1s can be a good tool to kickstart your weight loss.
The medications such as Ozempic are prescribed always in conjunction with a patient optimizing their lifestyle. It would never consider it an alternative as a quote-unquote way out. They're medications, and a healthy lifestyle has benefits far beyond just weight loss or sugar control.
For Ozempic, the patent has run out, so it can be sold generically, making it more accessible and cheaper, so it could be even more popular. But experts warn taking these weight loss drugs can actually lead to a reduction in muscle mass and bone density, so it's very important to stay active when you're on them. Maria.
Makes perfect sense. Thank you, Emma. CTV's Emma Convey for us in the news center this evening. And that actually brings us to tonight's web poll. This is what we are asking. Are you joining a gym as part of your New Year's resolution? These are your options. Yes, no, or I am already a gym member. Just go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. That's just one of many resolutions people have made. Todd, did you make any this year?
Not this year.
Not this year, no.
This year.
I'm going to say I didn't either. Just hoping to be healthier all around, always.
That's a good one.
What's making headlines tonight?
Well, Maria, we're going to lead with a Difficult story, the top of 6 tonight. We're hearing more today from those living in Shelburne County, where a young boy died Saturday after being attacked by 3 dogs. One family friend said 13-year-old Drew Nickerson loved the outdoors and riding his bicycle. Coming up at 6, we'll hear more about the teen and from the RCMP on their investigation. A live grenade created some concern, as you can appreciate, and prompted an emergency alert in Sydney today. The explosive was found inside a business on Pitt Street. That's not far from downtown Sydney. They closed off nearby buildings. They evacuated some. The streets were tied off, as you can see. No injuries have been reported. We'll get an update from the scene at 6 o'clock with Brian McDonald. After 14 years in business, a Fredericton cafe owner says making good, affordable food while also paying her bills has become nearly impossible in today's economy. So she's having to sell. CTV's Laura Brown dropped by and spoke with her today. You will hear from her on the newscast. Right now, let's hear from Kayla Mitchell on what was a day that brought, a little bit of everything, some snow for folks, freezing rain.
Yeah, kitchen sink type weather, as in everything including around the Maritimes for today. Temperatures, of course, playing a big role into that. They range from a few degrees below to a few degrees above the freezing mark, where temperatures are a little bit chillier, mostly through the north of New Brunswick. Throughout the day today, it's been some areas of some light snow moving through. And then where it is closer towards zero, and that's around central and southeastern areas of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, northern areas of mainland Nova Scotia, it's been more of a significant mix of some snow, some ice pellets, freezing rain. And then where temperatures got just above zero around the southwestern corner of New Brunswick and much of the remainder of mainland Nova Scotia, it has mostly been some rain and some fog. Taking a look at the winds, they're mostly out of the east and northeast, being sustained between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour, though you will notice they are stronger at Grand Etang in Inverness County in Cape Breton. There is some enhancement over the Cape Breton Highlands there, sustained near 74 kilometers per hour with some gusts near 93, and there is a wind warning in effect. Taking a look at things on radar and satellites. So the colors here denoting the different types of precipitation we're seeing in the region. Blues indicating snow, again quite light across much of the north of New Brunswick. The pinks indicating freezing rain, and then the yellows and the greens indicating just rain, but lots of warnings in effect, including freezing rain warning still extending across parts of the south of New Brunswick, a snowfall warning around the Northumberland Strait side of both Cumberland and Colchester counties in Nova Scotia, where tonight there may be 15 to 20 centimeters of snow, and a rainfall warning out for central areas of Nova Scotia, 25 to 50 millimeters of rain possible. And there's the wind warning for northern Inverness County in Cape Breton. More on the weather a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So much to keep an eye on. Right now, though, a story with a maritime connection that's out of Quebec. One of the best university athletes ever to play in our region has traded the gridiron for the backyard rink. As CTV's Dave Carbonneau shows us, former St. Mary's star quarterback Chris Flynn and his neighbors are getting plenty of attention thanks to a homemade Zamboni built from scratch.
And in 2010, I decided to start doing a skating rink on the lake.
For Chris Flynn, building a rink on Long Lake in Mayo, Quebec, northeast of Gatineau, has been a labor of love for more than a decade. But keeping the ice smooth wasn't always easy, until now.
The last year, year or two, Stefan has helped me to take it to another level.
That next level came from his neighbor, Stéphane Dehaye, and a machine he built by hand.
What we like about it, it's the same shape as a real Zamboni.
The project started with old equipment and a lot of problem solving.
I had an old lawnmower machine, and I started from there.
The homemade Zamboni uses hot water, just like the real thing, making a big difference. The result? Smooth, glistening ice.
We're able to use hot water, which cures and repairs the ice better than cold water.
The machine even rolls out between periods, turning a pickup game into something straight out of an arena.
So it's everyone's true dream. In between periods, this miniature Zamboni came and did the rink.
The video of that moment has now gone viral, but for Dehaye, the payoff is much simpler.
It's a lot of work to maintain the rink on the lake, but every time we got people using it, it's a reward for us.
A homemade Zamboni, a backyard rink, and a neighborhood project that shows just how far Canadians will go for the love of the game. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
That is excellent. And I know they're going to get a lot of calls. Can you send me the blueprints, the instructions on how to make one myself? All right, time for a break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, we are hurrying hard toward this story.
My name's Dan Baldwin. I'm the Executive Director of Curling Nova Scotia. Stay tuned and I'll fill you in on our Women's and Men's Provincial Championship happening now at the Mayflower Curling Club.
Welcome back. The Nova Scotia Provincial Curling Championships are on right now. CTV's Mike Lamb takes us to Halifax Curling Club, where the best of the best are facing off.
This week and into the weekend is the Ocean Contractors Limited Men's and Women's Provincial Championship. So this tournament is the pathway for teams that want to represent Nova Scotia at the Scotties at the national level or at the Tankard for the men at the national level. So we've got 8 women's teams and 8 men's teams from around the province, from as far as Sydney, and there's several teams based out of Halifax and Truro. This year we actually have a lot younger field than we have in previous years. I'd say there's a lot of young teams that have signed up this year for the event, which is a good sign. We have a really competitive junior program, and it's good to see some of these teams come in for the big event to get that experience, because they're going to be here sooner than later.
This year, I'm 5th player for Team Tanya Hilliard. We've been together for 8 seasons. Always have the goal to win the tournament and get to our first Scotties as a team. There are a lot of young players this year at the Scotties. I believe we have 3 junior teams. It's really exciting to see some up-and-coming junior curlers in Nova Scotia. The legend of Colleen Jones, she really inspired a lot of people to go and play and try curling success, and she showed everybody that Nova Scotia does have a format in which we can play and win at a high level. It's giving a lot of younger people the chance to see that Nova Scotia can be on that really large national stage.
I think the sport is growing really quick. It was a tough battle through COVID, given the intimacy of the sport. But coming back after COVID, our membership numbers are strong, and this year's looks like we're trending for a significant increase in curlers in the province. So the event's going on all week. Come on down to the Halifax Curling Club. Entry is free. Saturday and Sunday will be the semi and finals.
Curling is a really fun winter sport, so get out to your local clubs and try curling. It is a sport that can be played at all ages and all competition levels.
Excellent. Well, it's a good indoor sport too these days. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but you're right about the indoor sport thing, because we want to hurry hard through the weather we've got around the Maritimes today. It's not the most pleasant around the region, even in coastal areas in Nova Scotia. It's been rain, drizzle, and fog, as well as rough and pounding surf from around parts of the coast, like here at Herring Cove. I'll have more on the weather after the break.
Millions of Orthodox Christians around the world are celebrating Christmas today, and some yesterday as well, as they follow the Julian calendar. In Georgia, people marched in a traditional charity procession collecting donations for orphan children. The event concluded with prayers at a cathedral. Walks like this one took place all over the country today. And Kaylin, as I mentioned, some countries, some members of the Orthodox Church celebrated on January the 6th, others today, as in Georgia. Merry Christmas to all.
Yeah, holiday
nice
season.
Nice to extend the season, huh?
Yeah, holiday season carries on here into the first part of January, that's for sure.
Excellent. Speaking of January, we're really feeling the season.
Yeah, not the nicest January weather around the Maritimes for today. It has been a mixture of snow, freezing rain, and that does carry on into this evening and tonight. Taking a look at our sunrise and sunset times, we're going to go up to Wentworth Park in the Sydney area, where they are on the plus side of the scale, and it's mostly rain, drizzle, and fog expected around Sydney as we make our way through tonight. Though up in the Cape Breton Highlands, there may still be some snow and some freezing rain. And don't forget, northern Inverness County and Cape Breton, you are underneath that wind warning. Barometric pressure is lower compared to yesterday. This low pressure system is going to crawl up the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia as it continues to bring us this wintry mix of weather, which we can see showing up here on radar. The different colors indicating different types of precipitation. It's mostly been snow in northern areas of New Brunswick, though a light snow, the pinks, that's where we get into that icy mix. mix, including freezing rain, which has been ongoing for a number of hours through parts of the central part or southern area of New Brunswick, and there are freezing rain warnings in effect. Moncton in the southeast is one of those areas as well that's seen some pretty persistent freezing rain throughout the day today. Prince Edward Island is seeing a mixture of freezing rain and rain, but as temperatures fall this evening and tonight, is expected to turn back over to snow, and a turn back over to a period of accumulating snow is expected around northern areas of mainland Nova Scotia, and that's why parts of Cumberland and Colchester counties are underneath a snowfall warning, and some surrounding areas, including Pictou County, Prince Edward Island, still underneath a special weather statement calling for the potential of 5 to 15 centimeters of snow as we make our way through tonight and into the early morning hours of Thursday. Now, as we move through Thursday morning, the center of this weather system is moving off towards the northeast of us, and remaining precipitation in the Maritimes will basically wind down to some flurries. The highest chance of flurries for tomorrow will be in the morning and around northern areas of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, northern eastern areas of Nova Scotia, with even the chances of flurries for those areas becoming a little bit lower as we move into and through Thursday afternoon. Taking a look at additional snowfall amounts then, again, moving through tonight, those areas seeing some freezing rain are expected to turn back over to some snow with the highest potential of accumulations of between 5 and 15 centimeters between Moncton and the southeast across parts of Prince Edward Island and again into northern areas of mainland Nova Scotia. I would caution as well, though, that other parts of the region tonight that have seen mostly rain during the day, a lot of low temperatures are forecast to head back down towards and below the freezing mark, so you want to be careful about any wet surfaces turning icy. Winds in the forecast for tomorrow will be out of the northwest and sustain 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with some gusts between 20 and 40. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the province of New Brunswick will be falling into a range around -4 to 0, down to around -1 for Charlottetown, and most low temperatures for Nova Scotia tonight between -1 and +1. So again, good portion of Nova Scotia has been seeing some rain, drizzle, and fog from this weather system, but low temperatures tonight by the start of the day for tomorrow headed down towards the freezing mark. So be careful about some icy spots developing. Taking a look at forecast for Thursday, the high temperatures for New Brunswick will be in the range of around 0 to 3 degrees, up to around +1 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and the high temperatures for Nova Scotia between 0 and 3. Of course, temperatures on the plus side of the scale for January, that is above average for this time of the year, and temperatures will be slightly milder by January standards through the end of this week and into the start of the upcoming weekend. Speaking of the end of the week, in the forecast for Friday, expecting a mix of sun and cloud around the region. There's a chance of some flurries or showers up around the north of New Brunswick. You can see most of the high temperatures are expected to be on the plus side of the scale, between 1 and 4 degrees for New Brunswick, between -1 and +1 for Prince Edward Island, and high temperatures for Nova Scotia on Friday between 1 and 4 degrees. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is, oh, this is a nice one, something we haven't seen a lot of today. It's a stylized sun, and it's coming in from 10-year-old Lillian Armstrong from Lower Cove, New Brunswick. I appreciate the drawing there, Lillian. And if you'd like to be one of our weather watchers, they can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So this year's theme for the Government of Canada's Black History Month was announced in Cherrybrook, Nova Scotia. 30 years of Black History Month honoring Black brilliance across generations, from nation builders to tomorrow's visionaries. That's what it is. So Federal Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture Mark Miller, along with local dignitaries, were on hand for the announcement at the Black Cultural Centre for Nova Scotia, of course, in Cherrybrook, Nova Scotia. The federal government also announced a $280,000 investment to help with February events in Atlantic Canada.
I think that when we have announcements like this, I think it's important to note that as we enter into February Black History Month, that Black History Month is something that should be celebrated all year round. And I think that announcements like today make it possible. And supporting organizations like the Black Cultural Centre and others across Canada that are able to share the history, chronicle the history, and to make it a part of the Canadian narrative.
Events are scheduled throughout February to showcase the accomplishments and diversity of Black Canadians across the country. But of course, as Russell just mentioned, all year round, it is certainly worth learning these stories and telling them. And we hope to tell as many as we can over the next month and beyond. All right, we're going to take a break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us, though. When we come back, some positive reinforcement in this story.
I'm Vanessa Wright in Halifax. If you've been walking around the city, you may have noticed giant sticky notes like this one behind me plastered on different buildings in the area. I'll tell you the campaign behind it coming up on CTV News at 5.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. What is the oldest thing in your closet? One of us was just gifted something from the 40s tomorrow at 7.
And win a grand with us, $1,000 minute at 7 a.m.
A brand new apartment building in Halifax has come up with a unique marketing campaign. As CTV's Vanessa Wright shows us, the writing's on the wall when it comes to their good vibes.
They're big, bright, and hard to miss. From the north end to the south end of Halifax, you don't have to go far to catch a glimpse of a life-size sticky note. Written on each one, common New Year's resolutions.
So things like get in shape or be more social or start a new podcast.
It's how a 14-story apartment building on the corner of Hollis and Sackville Street hopes to catch the eye of future tenants. The campaign is called New Year, New Apartment.
We want to just inspire people as they're thinking about new, exciting changes this year. Maybe that involves a new apartment.
People walking by say it's a nice sight to see.
I think it's a unique form of advertising, that's for sure.
If nothing else, it's a reminder that we are well into a brand new year.
I'm still making the mistake that it's 2025 right now, so I haven't adjusted myself, so I do think it's on the forefront of everybody's mind.
There's a total of 12 sticky notes around the city. The campaign was only meant to run for 7 days, though Mother Nature hasn't been helpful.
The sticky notes were faced with some wind and wet weather and snow, which we anticipated. It's January in Halifax.
Just like a traditional sticky note, it loses its grip over time. But it's hoped thousands of New Year's resolutions can stick it out through 2026. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Vanessa, and I certainly appreciate the messaging around the city for sure.
And think about, advising people to weatherproof the giant sticky notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Ahead of this weather. It's
Speaking
a new one
of the weather, Kaylin, the mild temperatures kind of tricked me this morning. I found it really slippery out there.
Yeah, of course, we did have some ice around before that, and last night as well, there was some freezing drizzle, so certainly some slick spots, and you're going to want to watch for some slick spots tomorrow as well. Some temperatures tonight headed back down towards 0. Of course, I am going to have more on that wintry mix, an update on it coming up on CTV News at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next. Good night.